You don't need another goal. You don't need another fresh start. You just need to remember who you were before you started doubting and mistrusting yourself. The version of you who finishes this year strong already exists right now. And right now is the time to lock in and integrate that version. This isn't about grinding harder. It's about realigning with your true innate power, resetting your state, and letting the momentum flow through you once again. In this video, I'm showing you exactly how to do that, how to lock in energetically, mentally, and spiritually for the rest of this year, the rest of 2025. So you can finish aligned, clear, and confident in who you are, walking into 2026 like it's your time to shine and claim the reality that is already yours. If you're new here, hello, I am your Muse Traci. On this channel, I teach manifestation the Neville Goddard way. I help you peel back the false layers of programming, reconnect with your true divine nature, and create your reality from peace, from power, from your true inner authority, so you can wake up every day knowing you're in control and you're creating your own reality. So here's something most people get wrong about momentum. They think it comes from constant action, constant doing, from pushing, forcing, staying on 24/7, but that's not real momentum. That's survival mode disguised as progress. True momentum doesn't come from effort, it comes from clarity, from being grounded in who you are and where you're going, knowing exactly where you're going, and knowing that you have that available to you before any evidence shows up. When you're in that state, you don't waste energy overthinking, second guessing, or starting again and again every Monday that comes around. You move with purpose. You stop trying to get back on track because you are already on track. So if you feel like you've lost momentum lately, it's not because you failed, it's because you've been operating from this mistaken identity. And the moment you realign with your true self, the energy comes rushing back to you naturally. So in essence, all you have to do is reclaim this energy that's already there. It's already been there. It's already yours. And you have to just stop saying, that's not me, or I'm not good at that, or I'll start again on Monday. I'll get back on track on Monday. So this energy reset, to lock in for the rest of the year, you first need to clear some of the noise. Most people try to reset by setting more goals, creating more intentions, or, inflicting more discipline on themselves. But goals built on burnout don't create peace, and they don't create powerfully. They create more pressure, they create more burnout, and they create more, eventually, stagnation. And if you're anything like me, more defiance. So on my own plan, right? Defying my own plan. But we all have a limit to the amount of pressure that we can take. And when that limit is met, we just kind of opt out, right? We get distracted. So before you set anything new, pause and ask yourself, what energy have I been operating from? And be honest here. Remember, all of this needs to be done with a flavor of non-self-judgment, with openness, with acceptance. Judgment and condemnation does not help any of this. So just be honest and ask yourself, has it been doubt? Has it been comparison? Has it been fear that time is running out? You can't manifest peace from these places of panic and doubt. You can't manifest clarity from these places of chaos. So take this as your permission now to exhale, to slow down, and to hear the truth within yourself. This is how you reset your state. You have to take a beat. That's how you reconnect with your own rhythm as well. So, when you're ready to set this new plan into action, it's not coming from this place of force and pushing. And really, it's kind of a place of disciplining yourself, right? This disciplinary action inflicted on the self. We don't want it to come from that place. We want it to come from this place of alignment, this place of empowerment, this place of like, even let's call it inspiration. It feels so much better to act inspired than just grinding and, checking off lists that you think you have to do because you're trying to prove you're worthy. No, not that. So let's talk about what it actually means to lock in, because locking in isn't about control, as I was just saying. It's about commitment to yourself, commitment to your desires, commitment to where you know you want to go. It's not commitment to these, strict, disciplined outcomes. It's more about your chosen identity. So here's how you do it. I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide. Step 1. Recommit to your state, not your schedule. So you don't need to have the perfect routine. You need to master your state. So in other words, what I'm saying is, what makes you feel in flow? It's different for everyone. So we don't need this rigid schedule that someone else told you to follow. It's about what makes you feel inspired, what makes you feel in flow. So that's what you want to check in with over this rigid, like someone else told me to do this. No, check in with yourself, reconnect with your state, okay? Not a schedule. So when you decide to live from this place and live as your higher self, no matter what the 3D looks like, the actions will flow naturally. You'll naturally be inspired to do what you need to do to achieve your outcomes. And it's going to feel so much better along the way because it's coming from this flow, not from force, right? This discipline actually becomes effortless when it's backed by this flow, this inspiration, this new identity that you're stepping into. Step number 2, anchor in some type of morning and evening state check, right? Again, this is checking in at least twice a day. Pause and return to your inner stillness. In the morning, you can sort of ask yourself, what energy do I want to operate from today? Harsh discipline or inspired flow? Still doing what you need to do, but from this more inspired flow, trusting yourself, trusting that you'll do what you need to do because you've made your goals that important to yourself. And then at night, you can sort of check in and reflect back. What story did I live from today? Was it fear or was it faith? And this isn't about condemning or shaming. It's about reflection. So if you look back and you notice, oh, I was mostly in fear, well, tomorrow you can make new decisions. You can upgrade. Keeping this, your inner field clear so you're not dragged around constantly by the programming and by the demands and by the schedule. We want to get out of that. Step number 3, stop trying to catch up. You're not behind. You're not lacking. You're not failing. Stop telling this old story that you're not where you need to be or you're not where you should be. You're in the exact chapter of your evolution, exactly where you need to be for your highest evolution right now. You're exactly where you're meant to be. You can't be any other place. When you stop labeling your current phase as failure, you release the resistance that keeps holding you there, actually. So locking in isn't about racing towards the finish line at all. I think that mindset is what creates the burnout and the fall off and, like I was saying, for me, defiance. So it's not about that. It's about finally realizing you're already exactly where you need to be. And I know it sounds cliche, but it is the truth. You're already what you are seeking. And now, this doesn't mean that you'll never have desires, you'll never have goals and aspirations. Of course you will. Of course you will. But you can stop saying that where you are right now is wrong, because it's not. When you live from that knowing, action can become inspired rather than frantic, rather than demanding, which doesn't feel good. You start attracting opportunities instead of chasing them, and you become a magnet in this alignment. we want to finish this year in flow, right? So that we can lock in for 2026. And here's the thing about the rest of the year, right? The rest of the time. Time isn't real. We hear that all the time, but I'm not sure it's the most helpful thing to say. So let me say it a different way. Time will expand and contract according to you and your assumptions about it. When you shift your state to faith and trust and knowing that you're exactly where you're meant to be, the rest of the year can unfold in ways you've never even imagined, better than you even imagined, because you're no longer operating from lack and from pressure, and you're operating more from this place of acceptance and from faith. So if you've been saying, I'll get to it next year, this is your reminder. Next year's energy starts right now. You can lock in by embodying the version of you who already has started strong. We're not waiting for that to arrive. You go first. You step into that idea, that identity first. The version of you who trusts yourself, who stays centered and follows the inspiration and the faith instead of panic and pressure and discipline and burnout. That version of you exists right now. All you have to do is claim it and step into it. And it's waiting for you to lock in and embody it. And it's available to you right now. So don't waste another day trying to chase motivation or some outside concept of perfection. Lock in by remembering your power and who you truly are. If you're ready to go deeper into this, to dissolve resistance and rebuild your momentum from true alignment, from peace, and from knowing, that's what we do inside my transformative coaching program. We do exactly that. You can find the details in the link in the description below. Just click the link. It'll take you to my website. You can read all about the program. There's also a link in the pinned comment if you want to book a free consultation with me. If you're not sure, if you still have questions about working with me or about the program, I won't be able to offer this call forever. So book the call because I am offering it for a limited time. Thank you all so much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next video.